Okay, so I wanted to show you what I meant by brief and small, and I'm a little tired, so y'all forgive me. But here it is, this small little thing you see. Brief. So why such a small brief book? Well, because this is supposed to define the federal government's power. Very little. The end. So if these are only some of the narrowly defined powers, then who gets the rest of them? Well, we do. The states do, not the federal government. In another video, we'll go over the federal government's powers, but this one we're just going to show how to keep it in check. Who's supposed to be doing it?
When our politicians, when our representatives fail to confine the federal government to the strict confines of law, remember, there are specific and enumerated powers, narrowly defined, that the federal government must function within. They're way out of bounds. When our politicians fail to hold them in that, and then when our courts, when the Supreme Court fails to hold them in that. And remember, people say, well, if the Supreme Court says it's okay, then it's okay. That's not true. Our rights aren't defined by 5 men in black. And let me quote you Thomas Jefferson in 1820, as he got older and saw what the Supreme Court was doing. He said, to consider that the courts, the Supreme Courts, to be the sole arbiter of all constitutional questions is a dangerous doctrine and will lead to despotism. And that's what it's done. So when our politicians and courts fail to restrain this federal government, then the individual states are to step up and restrain the federal government. Well, our states have failed to do that. They've failed to restrain them. What is the final recourse to uphold our Constitution, the law of the land, and the liberty of the people? It has to be the individual Americans. That's the last line of defense. It's the last recourse we have. And so here I am. Here I, as an individual person, can make a stand. I can stand up and defend the Constitution. And that's what I'm doing. It's me holding up the Constitution and the rule of law. And so as an individual, here I can. I can stand up to the federal government, one of the greatest powers upon the face of the earth at this time, and say, I will not comply with your lawlessness. I am not going to bow down. I'm not going to sign your mandatory terms and conditions. I am not going to present myself in 5 days and ask for your forgiveness. I am not going to pay your additional fines and fees. And so, I'm not the only one.